What's up, everyone? It's your boy Aaron from Goody Two Shoes, and today we are going to talk my top 10 list of 2020. Let's go. This list may or may not surprise a lot of you. Um, I have a lot of shoes on here that maybe some other people don't have in their top 10, and some of them that are in my top 10, you may have never thought I put in my top 10. But I take a lot of things into account when thinking about top 10 shoes of the year. One of the things being is the impact that it had on the sneaker community. So a lot of these picks, not a lot of them, but some of them that you may not have thought would be on my top 10 list, I put on here just because I knew the impact that they had on the sneaker community this year. Now, some of them are just very personal picks for me. I know a lot of you guys that wouldn't have them on your top 10 list, but for me, they were just that dope. I felt like they belonged on at least my top 10 list of the year. Now, before we start, here's a quick disclaimer. Not all of these shoes are in the exact order. I think my top two for sure are my top two. However, 3 through 10 aren't necessarily in an exact order. They're just kind of in place in the top 10. So, with that being said, number 10. My number 10 is the Nike Air Max 1 Amsterdam. Now, this shoe may be a surprise to a lot of you because I haven't seen it on anyone's top 10 list. And I think in a year dominated by Jordan and Nike SB, a lot of the Air Max releases were slept on and didn't do too well. I mean, even the infrared Air Max 90s stood on shelves. So that just goes to show you not only did we have a crazy year, but we had a ton of good releases and a ton of whack ones, if we're being honest. But we just had a ton. And so the Air Max 1 City Pack was heavily slept on. I'm a huge fan of the Londons as well. But for me, in my top 10 is the Nike Air Max 1 Amsterdam. My number 9. Now, this is going to be a surprise for you guys because if you watched the Goody Two Shoe show, you know that I was hating on these before they came out. Like, I was hating on a lot of shoes, not going to lie. But, I was hating on these before they came out. And a lot of you may have this as your number 1 shoe of the year or number 2, but I've seen it, I think, as a consensus top 3 shoe of the year. It's the Jordan 4 Off-White Sail. Now, this shoe has a crazy colorway. It's dope. It definitely grew on me. Can't front. It deserves to be in a top 10 list. Number 8. This shoe was another shoe that I was hating on before it came out. Seems like a common theme, Aaron. But anyways, this shoe was a shoe I was hating on. But the more I saw it, the more I saw the technology, the more I saw what people did with it, the more I was impressed by it. And in a year where a lot of things seem so similar with other brands, Nike SB did their thing. And so my number 8 is the Nike SB Dunk Low Civilist. Number 7. Now, this shoe is a shoe I haven't seen on a lot of people's top 10 list, but I think it definitely deserves consideration, and it's on mine. It's the Sean Witherspoon and Atmos A6 collaboration. Now, this shoe was crazy with the ability to change out the colors on the A6 sign on the side of the shoe. And just anything Sean Witherspoon touches is great. He is dope, has a great mind, great artistic mind, and so this is definitely on my top 10 list. Number 6. Now, this one was a classic. I think it was appreciated by a lot of people, but I also think not a lot of people would put it in their top 10 list. But for me, it's the Nike Dunk Low Plum. Now, this shoe, if you know, originally debuted in 2001 as part of the Ugly Ducklings pack, which is an unofficial pack with the veneers and the ceramics, all three which retro this year. And so a lot of people I know were able to complete their set, which is dope. But of the three, my favorite has to be the Plum. And I just love this colorway. It's a classic. I'm glad that they brought it back, and it belongs in my top 10 sneakers of the year. Number 5. Now, this shoe may be a lot higher on some people's list. Some people may have the alternative colorway on their list. But for me, the Jordan 5 Off-White, I think the colorway is pronounced muslin, or the black ones. A lot of people really like the sail colorways. I've seen those on people's top 5s. But for me, this colorway belongs in the top 5. Number 4. This may surprise a lot of you guys. I haven't seen it on anyone's top 10 list, but the way that the colors combine, the way that the colors look together on this shoe, I had to put it in my top 10. I've seen some pictures. Some people do pictures on foot with these, and this I don't know why it doesn't get more love. But my number 4 is the Nike SB Dunk Low Safari. Number 3, this shoe, I think a lot of people have it in their top 10 list, and well deserved. I was hating on this shoe too before it came out, but um, this shoe is definitely a shoe of the year contender. It came out in 2 colorways. The guava colorway was dope, but I had to put the Union 4 Noir colorway in my top 10. Number 2, this shoe was a banger, and it would have been my number 1 if my number 1 didn't exist. But New Balance did their thing this year. They're definitely brand of the year for me. I think in a year so dominated by Nike, SB, and Jordan, New Balance kind of flew under the radar, but if you know, you know. And they had an incredible year. They really started exploring collaborations, and some of the things that came from that were amazing. And so my number 2 shoe of the year is Aimé Leon Dore New Balance 550. And my number 1 shoe of the year, drum roll please, is the Community Garden Dunk. I think the official name was Lemon Wash, or who knows why that name was ever attached to it. Nike and Jordan, you guys have been doing something so weird with names lately. Just stop. You need to fire whoever's coming up with your colorway names. Anyways, this shoe is my number 1 shoe of the year for great reasons. The colors, the materials, just the way everything went together, and the fact that it was a dunk. I know a lot of people wish it was an SB with a fat tongue, but for me personally, this shoe was the best shoe they put out this year. Thank you so much for tuning in to my top 10 list of the year. Let us know in the comments what your top 10 is. Peace.